Hi everybody, welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Trevor Lawrence, the first of probably many on this channel, but we're diving into it, deep dive. Great game against UNC in Chapel Hill, came all the way down to the wire, all sorts of good stuff. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. So just to frame this video, this is a few snaps, highlights, lowlights from this game. If you're interested in the full game, please get over to the QB School Patreon community over there and support the channel. Again, I really appreciate it. Let's dive into this one. So the first play we did here is kind of a quick out corner against really what is two-man or two-match coverage at the bottom of the screen. He's throwing to that slot. It's a really nice throw. Yes, it's into the boundary, but still, nice accuracy, up on the sideline, nice timing. You know, down at the, whether this is split field coverage and kind of a match up top, you can see how the defense plays different techniques. They're passing it off up top, playing basically two-man technique down here to the bottom. This is a perfect call, great execution, great throw versus that two-man type look. Excellent execution from Trevor's standpoint as far as footwork, timing. I like the fact that he's not necessarily trying to look anybody off. Two-man, you can stare right at a wide receiver, let it rip, perfect timing. Again, not a lot of anticipation by any means, but footwork, strong base, obviously cannon of an arm. Has been a big-time prospect for a long time. This is a big third down, back shoulder up top, and really tethered to what I think is probably spacing. Again, love his base, the footwork, the mechanics of it, all his cleats in the ground, timing, rhythm, up on the wide receiver's face. Again, whether this is like a little, just a back shoulder fade, it's good coverage, nice little push off, better accuracy. And again, if you're interested in the concept that it's tethered to, it looks like spacing down here to the bottom of the screen. Just a nice, easy way. He's got this ease about when it's accurate, that the ball comes out, it's fluid, smooth for someone who's that big. I mean, he looks like he's like 6'6", and get guys in his face right here. Blow it back, it doesn't matter. Nice, doesn't have to step through it. Big, strong, rotational rip, just boom, back shoulder, easy, right on the boundary. Really nice, smooth execution right here. This is one of my favorite concepts I've seen in a while. Just a simple FIB or formation into the boundary, 3x1, and then they're going to run 4 verticals from this, but they're going to switch the 1 and the 2 receiver. So watch this switch here. The 2 goes first. There goes the 1 into the bender, and it's a beautiful hit. Now, I'd love to see that second receiver, I think his number's 3, really get on his horse and run a little bit. But as far as the drawing here of what this thing is, it's just a really cool concept. Again, into the boundary, here's the receiver who gets it. He's going to go second. I wish this guy would run a little faster to clear this off and hold this corner. But the second guy is going to come in here into that seam area, boom, right there. And really the read is probably just the same as it is for a normal 4 verticals. Depending on what the look is, it looks like middle field open right here, whether it stays that way or not. You usually go from this tight end to this bender right in here, depending on what this look is. But again, a nice, clean, different way to get to 4 verticals, a concept that just about everybody's going to be comfortable with. There it is, that safety on what it kind of looks like a quarters look, takes away that number 3. And there goes technically the 1 that's really now into that second spacing in 4 verticals. Really cool concept, great execution. Again, like the timing, you know, there's not a whole lot of anticipation necessarily that jumps off the screen in these cut-ups or even in this game. It's more of a see it, throw it. Not that he has to do it here, but again, when he makes that decision to throw, I guess there's a little anticipation there. But you can see that thing, it's already opening when he lets that thing go. That would be the only thing that I thought jumping off the screen that I just didn't see any were pure anticipation throws. This to me, again, staring it down a little bit, but that's a beautiful, accurate shot. Got some collisions, great protection on this play too. Again, all his cleats in the ground, smooth, fluid, upper body mechanics, really nice. So some great plays to start with. And then we start to see a couple plays that don't necessarily operate the same way. Now this is, to me, is just a hot that he just doesn't see. And it's really strange for these type of things, in my opinion, to show at this level of football. Now, guys will get hit hot, sure, no doubt about it. But this looks like he's totally, confused about exactly what's happening. We talk about this all the time. This is just 6-man slide protection, 2 to the back. So I'll draw it up to the back end. But basically, he needs to hit this, what I think is some variation of a spot route or whatever. This route right here is the hot route to this side. So if this back is going from this defender right here, 1 to 2, or vice versa. But if both these guys come, we'll talk about it from the back can't block both of them. So that's on the quarterback. That is the hot. To me, this is the hot throw right there. 2 lines through it. What does that make? H. You're welcome. Okay, hot throw. There it is. He doesn't even look like he recognizes it, which makes me nervous. Just from a, not necessarily a football IQ, but more of a vision thing. You know, any quarterback would know that, yeah, you're hot. You know, they're bringing more guys than we got 4 to a side. Dropping the defensive end away. You know, it's not a complicated blitz. I personally would say that the left tackle is probably wrong too. You know, I'm not sure he's going to, in any protection, ever let the defensive end go to take a linebacker who's blitzing from further away. But that's just me. Maybe I'm off my rocker, but I would guess that the left tackle should stay on the end. But again, he's going to get hit, and he's not looking hot. So again, this is just, I think it's worth drawing up just so we understand exactly what's going on here. This is 6-man slide protection. Usually starting from the open lineman, coming back. Actually, probably just these guys right here going this way. Pretty sure this guy drops. So this back right here has got a duel. He's going 1 to 2. For some reason, this tackle thinks he's in a big duel and comes off and blocks this second guy. And this defensive end is the one that ends up coming free. But it doesn't matter. They've got too many guys to one side. So again, but there's no doubt about it. He is hot to his left here. And he doesn't look like he has any idea what's going on. 1, 2, 3. Got to throw it hot to that receiver coming in the top left. There it is. It's tight. It's condensed, but you've got basically a natural rub there with number 5. You throw that thing hot. You don't like it. You throw it at his ankles. You can't take a sack that looks like you've never had a blitz period. Just rare. Didn't expect to see it. And there were a few plays like that where the inconsistency for me was surprising. This blitz showed up a bunch in this game, and if you watch the full game, you'll see it a handful of times. I'm sure there's a name for this thing. I don't really care what it is. It's double A gap with an add-on, but this is a ridiculous play. This is how you get picked first overall. And we'll break down the protection element of it because I think it's fun to talk about this blitz. But again, what he does from the pocket. 1, 2, 3, good base. Guy flies right by him, can't get him down, run into his left. Dart, 3rd and 9. Just really special play on a number of levels. Quarterback-wise, though, drop, doesn't phase, doesn't panic, keeps his eyes down the field, running to his left. Really difficult throw. Strike. This is him at his absolute best, in my opinion. Again, you can see the pressure here. I'll let it run once, then draw it up one time. Double A gap pressure with that add-on. Actually do a really nice job at left guard here. So really, they're only blitzing 5. To me, these are a little bit of like gimmick blitzes, but these are the only 5 that end up coming. The add-on. Okay, but it's really hard to do that when they're basically adding on, creating an extra gap. So they already have the 4 interior gaps occupied. So there's only so many ways usually that you can block this from a 6-man slide protection. So it doesn't matter which way they slide. Let's say, just say we're sliding to the right. I don't even remember which way they do it. Right here, the back is going to come up and blunt this A-gap defender right here. So we've got everybody blocked. Then the guard should be here, and usually they fan out here. Well, if this defender that's out here drops off, now these two can this left tackle can push back down in and squeeze, and then this is the block that really gets us. So he comes off and just barely gets enough of this blitzer to knock him off a track to allow Lawrence to then step up and make a play. Well, there's a lot going on. This is about as difficult as it gets as far as picking up blitzes, in my opinion. Now, they make it a little bit easier because he's cheating down, but there's just no easy way to get this thing. There it is. Just that little chip from the left guard. And really, it's the left tackle. Once the left tackle sees that DN drop, he now squeezes, left guard comes off, gets just enough of him. And then this is just being the #1 pick. That's a straight up, really impressive throw, going to your left. Just a big human being doing it too. making it look smooth. But that is really nice. One more time just for fun, just because I liked it so much. Again, double A gap add-on. Here it comes. They pick it up. Yes. And why don't you go make a ridiculous play running to your left? Strike. Just really nice. Lots of fun to watch. So those are the flashes where you have a flash where you don't see a hot to a flash where you do something like that. Then we run the same play we saw earlier with the FIB formation into the boundary, a little switch, 4 verticals, and he just sky mails it. Look at the defensive coaches down at the bottom of the screen. They think it's going to be a touchdown. Oh, no. Again, to me, the ball should go to the tight end or the number 3. Just to draw it up, this is 4 verticals. Up, middle field open, take it. Okay, we get a switch release here. Now this guy becomes the number 2 bender or post, whatever you want to do it. The read is usually 1, 2. Just because it takes a little bit longer, especially with this switch release. But this is a touchdown for sure to the tight end. This has definitely got a chance to be a touchdown too. And this is one of those misses where you just kind of scratch your head. Yes, he gets blasted, but I think he's got to make this throw. I think the tight end is there, and even if you're locked into that number 1, who then turns into the 2, he's wide open. One more time. Tight end, throw it. If not, come off to the seam. Sky mail, miss, touchdown. And that's, I think, why, this is an example of one of those snaps that's making people think, God, did he regress a little bit? I see how he sees that color flash and has to move a little bit. Probably maybe overreacts a little with that move and gets him late with his feet. And he gets blasted. Don't get me wrong. He gets blasted. He gets hit hard. But it doesn't impact the throw. That throw is going high. He can follow through and make that thing. So, that's the thing. There are some really special, no doubt about it, round 1, probably pick 1 throws. But there are also some things that you kind of scratch your head and be like, well, how do you not see that hot? Like, that's really early stuff that you should be able to see all the time. Shouldn't be that much of a surprise. Now, maybe if there's a, execution error as far as throwing the hot or being on the right page, I get it. But just not seeing it was surprising. And then there were some elements of the accuracy that I think weren't quite as high as I went into it anticipating. Not necessarily just that last one. You're going to miss throws, no doubt about it. And I understand that this is just a small sample. But if you watch the full game, there are a handful of what I would consider accuracy throws, maybe even decision-making timing throws, where you just don't see any anticipation consistently. And then you see misses. You see, wide misses, as opposed to watching guys like Burrow or Tua at this year's early in the draft that were so hyper accurate. Just everything was seemingly perfectly placed, where that wasn't always the case with Lawrence. And it was just surprising to me. And I get it. It's just one game, and this is just a sample of that one game. But it is what it is, and those throws are the evidence in the film. So as we continue to watch his kind of evolution and him continue to either get better or stay the same or continue to potentially regress, I just think it's interesting to pay attention to, especially these games that are close games, come down to the wire. And he made plays to win the game, no doubt about it. But as far as the comprehensive performance, I think there were some ups and downs. Let me know what you thought of the video. I appreciate it. See you next time.